Florida Governor Ron DeSantis joins us now. All right, Governor, did you watch the hearing today?
I watched some of it. I wasn't surprised that he wasn't willing to answer questions. This is a guy who, is very much responsible for COVID in the first place with the irresponsible funding of the Wuhan lab, and he worked very hard to cover that up for many, many years. But how many things was he wrong about? A pandemic is like the Super Bowl for somebody involved in infectious diseases and public health, and yet he was wrong about lockdowns, he was wrong about masks, he was wrong about school closures, he made up the 6-foot social distancing, he was wrong about demanding restaurants be closed, and so this is the Super Bowl, this is what you live for in that field, and he was wrong about all those things, and I know that firsthand because I was clashing with him on all of those issues in those early months of COVID. He would come down to Florida and do TV hits on local news attacking me for mandating that schools be open, for allowing restaurants to function and all this other stuff. And he would even host conference calls with mayors and counties as a way to circumvent our policies and to impose mandates, and we blocked it. And there was one of the most proud things that I can say since I've been governor is reading the diary entry, where he was attacking me for blocking local mask mandates that he was trying to engineer around our back. And so I think it was a disgraceful performance. He did do that. But, in fairness, we were hitting him very hard when he was still pretty popular. He was like a demigod for the first few months of COVID. When you went against Fauci, the media would say, and they would always say, the governor's breaking with Fauci. He's not listening to the science. And Fauci very much considered himself to represent science. So any pronouncement he made, if you disagreed with that, even if you had all the data in the world, you don't believe in the science. And the legacy media really advanced that narrative. And so we had a lot of tussles. I was probably on the wrong side of public opinion at the time. Now I think people look back and they do recognize how wrong he was, but how destructive he was. I think he's probably the most destructive bureaucrat in the history of the United States of America.
I'd take that bet. Do you think he has criminal exposure, federally and state charges?
So I definitely think he should be held in contempt, and that process will go forward. He was given a presidential pardon. I disagree with that pardon. I think it was probably, but I think it likely would hold up in court, and so he has to cooperate, just as Senator Paul said. Conduct, and the pardon would cover him. So he has to cooperate with the committee. Now, on the state, the Attorney General of Florida has an investigation into Fauci. I would love to see something happen there. The reality is a federal official has a lot of defenses to go if they're dragged into state court, and in fact, he could probably remove it to federal court. So we'll see how that plays out. I hope that there's accountability. I wish that it had happened sooner, because I think that a lot of the things we've seen in those diaries, it validated what a lot of us already knew for many years.
Real quick, you don't keep a diary, do you, Governor?
No, sir.
Okay, good, good. Let's all do no diaries when you're in government. Thank you so much, Governor, and everyone's moving to Florida, so I think that's settled it. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.